Price Target Research's Valuation Scorecard focuses on Perion Network's potential stock price performance relative to its peer group. Three key drivers of value, growth, profitability, and risk, are analyzed. Perion Network provides digital advertising solutions to brands, agencies, and publishers in North America, Europe, and internationally. It provides Wildfire, a content monetization platform, search monetization solutions, including website monetization, search mediation, and app mediation, and cross-channel digital advertising software as a service platform. Perion Network is traded on the NASDAQ exchange with the ticker PERI. The company closed trading on March 31st at $39.58 with a market cap of $1.84 billion. Welcome to Price Target Research. I'm John Lafferty. Price Target Research identifies Perion Network as having high expected growth, high profitability, above average financial strength, and stability. A big positive influence on Perion's valuation is its superior risk profile. At the current price of $40, the challenge for the company is to understand what the market's view is of its future operating performance. To achieve average annual stock market performance of 9% over the next 6 years, Perion shares will need to reach $66. The stock price would need to reach $78 by 2028 to achieve upper quartile performance. The Quartile Chart is an essential tool in producing Price Target Research's Valuation Scorecard. For each metric included, performance of a company and its peer group is ranked high to low and quartiles identified. The high end of the bar is high quartile, upper quartile performance. The bottom end of the bar is low quartile performance, and the line in the middle is median performance. The company's value is determined and converted to a percentile and plotted with a red dot. In the analysis, 12 investment variables are used, arranged into 4 categories: valuation, growth, profitability, and risk. Quartile charts help define the company's investment profile. Instances in which Perion's relative position is either top or bottom quartile help define the company's investment personality or its profile. Perion's investment profile is extremely well defined. A large number of characteristics stand out. Its low dividend yield, low historical profitability, high stock price volatility, low financial leverage, low market cap, high expected growth, and high historical growth are all extreme relative to the market. Relative to the S&P 500, Perion has both growth and value characteristics. Its appeal is likely to be capital gain-oriented investors. The company is of average investment quality. Its valuation is moderate, with a low dividend yield, moderate PE, and moderate price-book ratio, reflecting neutral investor expectations. Relative to the peer group, Perion's overall valuation is high. The highest factor, the ratio of enterprise value to revenue, is upper quartile. The ratio of enterprise value to assets is upper quartile. Price to book ratio is above median. The PE ratio is slightly above median. And the lowest factor, the ratio of enterprise value to earnings before interest and taxes, is at the median. Current annual total return performance from Perion of 76% is upper quartile relative to the S&P 500. Current 5-year total return performance of 75% is upper quartile relative to the S&P 500. Perion Network's past growth is very high. Its historical growth has been high relative to the peer group, and forecasted growth is relatively very high as well. Asset growth, equity growth, earnings growth, and revenue growth have all been superior. These factors have buoyed market perceptions of Perion Network. Perion Network's consensus growth rate, the average forecast of Wall Street analysts, is 25% annually, substantially above the average of the historical growth measures. PTR's growth rate forecast is not greatly different at 22%, a little below the consensus, but again, substantially above the average of the historical measures. Pre-tax return on assets, pre-tax margin, and return on equity for Perion are all group leading. Asset turnover has lagged the group somewhat. The company has very high excess cash and will have to work to reinvest that cash at attractive returns to support the profitability and valuation. Return on equity, our forecast is 15%, in line with the recent forecast. There's been a dramatic, erratic decline since 2014, and the current forecast is significantly below the 2014 peak of 35%. Perion Network's risk profile is one of its biggest valuation strengths. The company's risk profile is very favorable. Overall, variability has been relatively low, with relatively low revenue variation, earnings variation, and only average stock price volatility. The company's financial strength is relatively high, and earnings expectations are relatively very high. The debt-to-capital ratio for the company has also declined very significantly in recent years. Relative to the Perion Network peer group, the company's wealth creation profile is very favorable. The profile is based on measures of warranted value, appreciation potential, and total shareholder returns. The recent trend in Perion Network's warranted market value has been almost 76% annually. That's a relatively very high change. The company's appreciation score, the relative measure relative to the universe of a company's appreciation scores, is 53. That's relatively quite high for the peer group. As mentioned before, the one-year total return the company generated was 76%. That's relatively very high. And the company's 5-year annualized total return, almost the same number at 75%, is relatively very high. Perion's total shareholder returns are expected to significantly beat the overall market. Based on current investor expectations, the company's shares should reach a level of $115 by 2028, a 19.4% per year total shareholder return. A 2028 stock price of $66 would reflect median performance, and a price of $78 would be required to reach upper quartile performance. Price Target Research's value trend rating is the overall measure of a stock's attractiveness relative to a universe of all companies traded on North American exchanges. Stocks with high value trend ratings, those that are rated A or B, are expected to lead the general market, while stocks with low value trend ratings are expected to lag. Perion Network has a current value trend rating of A, our highest rating. The value trend rating reflects somewhat inconsistent signals from our two proprietary measures of the stock's attractiveness. Perion has a neutral appreciation score of 53, but a very high power rating of 98, with the highest value trend rating the result. The company's rating history has been a little erratic recently, but quite outstanding. Over the last 42 months, A or B rated ratings have occurred almost 81% of the time, and it's been neutrally rated about 19% of the time. During the full 42-month period, beginning in November of 2019, Perion's value trend rating basically stayed at A. In the recent period, beginning September of 2022 and ending in March, the company's value trend rating rose actually from B to A. Well, that's it for Perion Network's Valuation Scorecard. You can find additional research on our website at pricetargetresearch.com and more videos on YouTube at youtube.com/pricetargetresearch.